want to know from the participants also that they have, started implemented in their classrooms or not, or with their students. So we can have the discussion before the end of the session. So, ma'am, we are live now, so we can start with our session now on
Sure,
understanding Pramanas. So,
sure.
once again, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'll share my screen. I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Wonderful. So we are going to dive into Praman. So this is Pramanas. So the word which we are trying to pronounce in English, but actually the word is Praman. And Praman itself is self-explanatory, which means evidence. Now, how can you say something without an evidence? So you have to, whatever you are quoting, whatever theories you have to give some evidences, some backup information for that. So that is what is Praman. Now, what Praman are we going to talk about? And NCF is talking what was there in Indian philosophical thoughts, school of thoughts that we are going to understand right now. Before I start this, we have been doing Panchkosha and Panchpadi. What, as per you, is the reason why NCF is trying to go back or NEP is trying to go back some, 3,000 years back or 2,000 years back and looking into the way things are being taught or learned? Any clue from the participants? As usual, I'll keep you on toes. So you have to answer. What is the reason why we are going back into our past and understanding? Why not we are looking forward? Maybe Western ideology? Anyone? Can you see any response, Sukanya? I cannot see any response. Okay, so we are forgetting the past and there's a rich past and answers of future lie in the past. Very nice statement. The way our ancestors learn is the best way to analyze and learn things. Great. Gurukul method, wonderful. I'm very appreciative of that because we keep on saying, oh, CPA approach we have taken from Singapore for teaching maths. But the maths was taught in the Gurukuls like that. Sonia has mentioned Smriti. Smriti is memory. Now, when I say rote memorization, what is that? That is also memory. Is memory the same as rote memorization, or there's another form of memory? Because memory is also very, very important when we talk about understanding. So rote memorization is just a sub part of the complete memory. Sometimes we don't remember anything, but still we can recall things. Maybe a song sung by Kishore Kumar. We never sat and wrote it and learned it, but still we can recall. We can recall the tune, we can recall the lyrics. Why? Because we enjoyed. It went into our subconscious brain. So memory itself is a praman that you have learned something, you have understood something. Yes, Deepika, subconscious mind. So we are trying to look into some of the pramans, how knowledge is being gained. So this is the topic of today. We are going to talk about what are pramans and what are the different kind of praman and what is the implication on curriculum as per NCF, how we can apply these age old ancient Indian wisdom into our curriculum of today. So, Praman, as I said, is the way we learn, the kind of evidences which tells that this is how things can be learned. That is what is Praman. It is a part of Praman Shastra, which is one of the richest area of classical Indian philosophy. Now, this classical Indian philosophy, as you must be aware of, that we have Ved, we have Upanishads, we have Purans, which are being written and which were being told by our great sages. Fine. But how they have been perceived and understood by people is called darshan. They are called darshanas as we write in English, but they are called darshan. And today we are going to understand what are the various darshan, because we are going to see them with the eye of people understanding those important literature and text. So we are not talking about Ved and Upanishad and Puran. We are going to talk about the techniques which our sages have talked about to understand those Ved and Puran, or to understand the life skills. Sorry. And that is what is Indian School of Philosophy. So as you're aware, Indian School of Philosophy talks about Astik and Nastik. So whether you are Astik, that means you believe in the authority of Ved, or you are Nastik, that means you do not believe in the authority of Ved. As per our understanding, we understand that Astik is somebody who does not believe, Astik is somebody who believes in God, and Nastik is somebody who does not believe in God. But as per the literature, Astik is someone who believes in Ved and Upanishad and our written scriptures that we have. So we have these school of thoughts based on Vedic text. We have Mimamsa and Vedanta. Then we have Sankhya. Sankhya is the oldest school of thought. Then we have Yoga, Nyasa, and Vaisheshika. Some of them are non-Hindu. These Buddhist, Jains, and Charvakas and Ajivikas are considered to be non-Hindu mythology. Not that they are not Hindus, non-Hindu mythology followers. So Buddhist and Jains were non-Hindu mythology followers. Now the lower ones, let me annotate. Yeah, these are written by some of the sages. Okay. For example, I'll just quote an example. There is something which is happening. Suppose we are having a very frequent earthquakes in Delhi. You know, it was just on Saturday, and then today, just 1 hour back, we felt tremors. What could be the reason? All of you may think different things. Some of them may combine, may be the same, but some of them will be different. So, what is your way of thinking about an event or about a text or about literature is your point of view. So, all these texts which were written or school of thoughts which were created on the basis of the sages' perception. Whatever the sages were thinking, ये जिन भी ऋषि ने लिखा है, जो भी हमारे सेजेस थे, उन्होंने जिन्होंने भी ये लिखी है चीजें, तो उनका क्या परसेप्शन था, उनकी क्या अंडरस्टैंडिंग थी, उसके अकॉर्डिंग ही इसमें बात करी गई है. So it is basically talking about pedagogy, how to understand things. It is not talking about any conceptual understanding, it is talking about the pedagogy. So today also we are going to talk about how we learn, how according to all of these school of thoughts, what are the common things which we are going to understand. Some of them may differ. For example, Buddhist and Jains may not follow one or two of the pramans in the pramanshas. So that way they might follow some of them and they might do not follow some of them. The base here is Sankhya. We have taken the 6 praman from Sankhya. Let me just clear and move. Okay. So now what are praman? So there are many similarities and differences between the different school of thoughts. These are called darshanas, as I told you, and they represent a wide range of views on what constitute an appropriate praman. So a praman is an evidence, proof, or justification or basis of knowledge. For example, Vaisheshika philosophers argue that validity arises from the right source. That means if you're listening from the right source or you're understanding from the right source, the concept is correct and we can trust whatever is being taught. Whereas Yogacara argues that validity is that which guides successful action. That means I have understood something, but am I implementing it in the right way? If I'm not implementing it in the right way, then there's no correct knowledge which I have gained. So now this is two different school of thoughts with two different perspective. Furthermore, questions about knowledge are also related to other fundamental questions about the nature of reality and language. So we cannot say any knowledge is ultimate knowledge. There might be something beyond it. Praman is a very important concept which is followed by philosophers, and it literally means proof. And the science of Praman is called Nyaya. Praman is a part of three basic concepts. One, who is knowing, and the one about what we are knowing, and the evidence. So there are three things. पहली चीज जिसके बारे में जान रहे हैं, जिसके बारे में जान रहे हैं, और जो हम जान रहे हैं. So जिसके बारे में जान रहे हैं, that is pramya. जो जानने की कोशिश कर रहा है वो प्रमात्र है, और जो हम जान रहे हैं, जो नॉलेज हम गेन करें, दैट इज प्रमाण. Ved Vyas has discussed 10 praman, whereas I request not to annotate. Let me stop the annotation. Okay. And Kratoki sage has talked about 8 praman. In Buddhist literature, praman is referred as pramanavada. It's called pramanavada. Now, everybody has spoken about praman. The focus is how to gain correct knowledge. What are the steps in which the correct knowledge can be acquired? Ancient and medieval Indian text identify 6 praman. So these 6 pramans are what is being talked about in Sankhya. So 6 pramans are pratyaksh, anuman, sabd. Then we have upamana, then arthapati and anuplabdhi. These three are the last three, upama and arthapati and anuplabdhi, are part of anuman only. So basically NCF is also talking about three praman: pratyaksh, anuman, which is inference, and sabd. But I have taken these 6 because Sankhya talks about these 6. Pratyaksh is the means and the perception that we make both internally and externally. It is acquired through sensory organs and mind. Fine. Whatever knowledge you are acquiring in this, you will be acquiring in this 1 hour. How you'll be acquiring? What is the source of input to your brain? Yeah, can I see some answers in the chat box? Listening and reading, great. So you are listening. By listening, the data or whatever is being discussed today is going inside your brain, and you're reading as well. How you are able to read? How you are able to read? Because you can see there's a PPT, yes, and you are able to see, and you're able to blend letters. You know this language, you know this way of writing. So ये स्क्रिप्ट आती है आपको. अगर मैं अभी द स्क्रिप्ट यूज बाय हरप्पन्स में कुछ लिख दूंगी तो आप नहीं पहचान पाओगे. So you understand the script, you are able to read it, you are able to comprehend it, your brain is functioning, there's some data going into the brain which is processing, and you are understanding. So one which we see and listen and feel, I'm sorry for my throat, are known as the perceptions that we make. The perceptions can be internal, they can be external as well. These are called pratyaksh. We'll take examples of these as well. Anuman means inferences. So, inferences when you make, when something may or may not be present in front of you, but still you're making some thoughts about it, some inferences. Fine. For example, we are discussing these 6 pramans. If I would have been in your place and I would have listening about them for the very first time, I would go back in time in my thoughts and thought like how much these sages and these rishis were intelligent. They were able to comprehend such things. I've been into this industry for 25 years, but I never thought what is pratyaksh and what is anuman. When I read the literature to prepare for this webinar, then I came to know about this. So it's all anuman is inference that you make, the thoughts which goes back, and you try to hypothesize your theory, whatever is your theory. Then sabd is the verbal testimony. I am listening from somebody whom I can trust. I know this person speaks correctly. I have trust. I understand this person is, have written something, so it's going to be correct. So listening from somebody, reading somebody's words is called sabd. Upama, as the word itself is self-explanatory, comparison. When you learn by observing similarities, what are the similarities? Okay, and this is an amazing tool for learning. I'll give an example of this. Then arthpati. What is arthpati? Arthpati is postulation. That means you are putting your beliefs into it. You're putting your presumptions. What do you suppose about a situation? That is arthpati. The last one is anuplabdhi. अनुपलब्धि मीन्स कोई चीज है ही नहीं, उसका नॉन एग्जिस्टेंस आपकी नॉलेज को एनहांस कर रहा है. इट कैन बी बेस्ड ऑन डायरेक्ट और इनडायरेक्ट नॉलेज. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यू माइट बी थिंकिंग वेयर Miss Shweta is sitting. She might be sitting in the office. Maybe it's a table, but you cannot see. So it's non-existence of a particular fact which you state or which you quote to gain knowledge. These are the 6 pramans which we are going to talk about a little bit more in detail. So first start with pratyaksh. Pratyaksh, again, NCF talks about perception, inference, and testimony. Testimony is shabd. A brief description of the range of views on this matter follows, merely to give a flavor of the vibrant nature of this Indian discourse. So these words have been taken from NCF. I tried to pick up words from NCF so that you don't have that task of going through the NCF again and again. But what they're trying to tell is different darshanas talk about perception also, pratyaksh also, in different senses. But basically, it means knowledge from evident sources. Evident means I can see. So there are my senses. I have 5 senses: the senses of sight, smell, hearing, taste, and touch. So whatever I am gaining, the information I am gaining from this will be my perception. Due to this perception, I'll be understanding some few things, and I'll be making some knowledge in my mind that okay, this is happening because of particular these reasons. So in other words, we can say it deals with true cognition of an object via the sense object contact. So once a child is born, how a child learns? We don't teach letters to a newborn child. ओके ABCD नहीं सिखाते उसको, क ख ग घ नहीं सिखाते, बट बच्चा माँ, बाबा, दादा बोलना सीख जाता है, इजंट इट? तो वो कैसे सीख रहा है? So I've got some funny incidences today for you. I used to have a friend long back. She had a baby girl, and the first word she spoke was hurry. Hurry. Why do you think she has spoken that word? Why not mum 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 or bub bub bub? Any idea? Listening to what I want to know that. I know definitely listening, but किस क्या रहा होगा जो उसने हरी वर्ड बोला? And hurry is a difficult word.
Ma'am, good evening.
Hey, good evening.
Ma'am, Mrs. Raman. I think, ma'am, the home atmosphere, the family brought up maybe
So if you
to the.
if you've heard the first thing which I said, this is a funny incident.
Okay.
क्या सुना होगा उसने हरी? सो यूजुअली मुझे जो मिलता है या फादर का नेम, अच्छा भजन कोई आ रहा होगा, ओके, कोई चैंट
But
कर रहा
ma'am,
होगा.
but ma'am, they say that in the womb only the child starts listening, learning a bit. जैसे वो अभिमन्यु वाला था.
So Ruth has given the correct answer. She or he, I don't know, they have given that ड्राइवर का नाम होगा हरी, तो उनके सर्वेंट का नाम हरी था. एंड एवरीबडी वाज डूइंग हरी पानी लाओ, हरी खाना लगाओ, हरी गाड़ी निकालो, हरी सफाई करो. तो हरी वाज द वर्ड व्हिच शी हैज अटर्ड फ्रॉम हर माउथ, बिकॉज वो वर्ड इतना ज्यादा यूज हो रहा था. वो सुन रही थी, वो देख भी रही थी कि इस पर्सन का नाम हरी है, तो उसने हरी ही बोला. It's not hurry up in the class. It's not, she has not gone to the class. She was, not even 1 year old when she started speaking. So बच्चे, जब बच्चे हम बच्चे इस दुनिया में आते हैं, उनका माइंड नेक्स्ट 5 to 7 years तक बहुत ज्यादा एक्टिव होता है, क्यूरियस भी होता है, एक्टिव भी होता है. तो जो परसेप्शन या जो चीजें, अगर आज मैं आपको बोलूं कि आप चाइनीज लैंग्वेज सीखो, मैंडरिन सीखो, तो क्या आप लोगों के लिए इजी रहेगा? इट वुड बी वेरी डिफिकल्ट. बिलीव मी, इट्स नॉट इम्पॉसिबल, बट इट वुड बी डिफिकल्ट. बट यही अगर आप छोटे से होते और एक लैंग्वेज और सीख रहे होते, सो मे बी आप बहुत जल्दी सीख जाते, जैसे इंग्लिश और हिंदी बच्चा सीख जाता है. नो, आजकल मोस्ट ऑफ द हाउस होल्ड में दोनों ही लैंग्वेज बोली जाती है और दोनों ही बच्चा सीख जाता है. So the capacity of learning is very, very ahead when the child, till the child reaches the age of 10. उसके बाद थोड़ा रिटेंशन ही ज्यादा रहता है, लर्निंग का ग्राफ थोड़ा नीचे जाने लग जाता है. बट परसेप्शंस हम बनाते रहते हैं, और हमेशा till the time we die we keep on making perceptions by looking. इसीलिए एक saying भी है, डोंट जज एनीवन. खाली देख के मत आप परसेप्शन बना लीजिए, या उसके बारे में थॉट्स बना लीजिए कि वो कैसा है. सो प्रत्यक्ष का एक और एग्जाम्पल देती हूँ. जैसे टेबल रखी है इन फ्रंट ऑफ मी, आई कैन सी इट. there's a table, there's an object, so there's a relationship between I and the object. So perception ही एक ऐसा प्रमाण है जो सारे स्कूल ऑफ इंडियन फिलोसफी ने फॉलो किया है, एक्सेप्ट किया है. दे हैव अग्रीड टू इट. अब बारी आती है अनुमान की। ठीक है, परसीव कर लिया, हम लोग कुछ ना कुछ परसीव करते रहते हैं। एक और चीज मैं बात करना चाहूंगी कि जब आप कोई चीज को पर्पसली देखते हैं, ओ हाउ दिस पर्सन इज ड्रेस्ड टुडे, दैट इज पर्पसली. But anyways, your observation skill is very strong. You keep on observing who has wore what, who is looking, how is the person is looking good or not. So this is your general nature. For example, my all friends know I'm very fond of maps. So I want to know कौन सा रास्ता कहाँ जाता है. So I usually explore the area. So this is what is my way. I want to do this thing. I like doing this thing. So हर कोई अपने इंटरेस्ट की चीजों को परसीव करता है. And the same thing goes into the semi-conscious brain. Our subconscious brain retain 90% of the things. अगर कोई कंप्यूटर बैकग्राउंड का है तो उन्हें पता होगा कि रैम क्या होती है. तो जो कॉन्शियस ब्रेन है वो रैम है, वोलेटाइल मेमोरी है, आती है चली जाती है. बट जो हमारा सबकॉन्शियस ब्रेन है वो है हमारी सेकेंडरी स्टोरेज हार्ड डिस्क, जो संभाल के रखती है चीजों को. अब हमने परसीव कर लिया नोइंगली और अननोइंगली. आईज आर रिकॉर्डिंग, वी आर लिसनिंग, I can smell things. If something is touching, I can know there's something on my hand or something on my legs. So knowingly or unknowingly, I'm perceiving or you're perceiving something. Now, when the situation comes, we start inferring. अब यहाँ पे हम अपना अनुमान लगाना शुरू करते हैं जो हमने नॉलेज गेन करी है. अनुमान यानी इन्फरेंस, उपमा यानी कंपैरिजन, अर्थपति यानी पोस्टुलेशन, एंड अनुपलब्धि मीन्स नॉन एप्रीहेंशन और नॉन एग्जिस्टेंस. These are the 4 kinds of inferences, the tools for inferences. In general, inference is accepted as a secondary knowledge source in case where what is known cannot be evident through perception alone. So, unlike Western philosophy, logic is an essential part. So, logic should always be there in our school of thought, and it is not a separate discipline. That was the traditional Western philosophy that was being followed, but they have also updated. For example, if I show you this picture, what do you think is happening? Just don't read the text, look at the picture. What is happening? Any input? Volcano. Okay. Volcano kind. So what you can see? Smoke दिख रहा है आपको. You can see smoke. अब somebody has said fire, but fire तो नहीं दिख रही. There's no fire. How can you say that? How can you say that there's a fire? Yeah. How can you say? अनुमान से. किस चीज से आपने अनुमान लगाया है ये? क्योंकि आपने कहीं ना कहीं देखा होगा कि कहीं जहां आग जल रही होगी वहां धुआं होगा, स्मोक होगा. Wherever there's a fire, there must be some smoke that your eyes have perceived. You must have smelled that smoke. Fine. So there was some previous knowledge which was there, which helped you to take a inference that there must be some fire because of which this smoke is there. It could be a waterfall also next to it. So this smoke may be of water. It's like water droplets because they also look like this. So again, a fog, yes, assumption हो गई आपकी, ऐसा हो सकता है. So अभी sign क्या है? These cloud-like thing, fog-like thing or smoke-like thing. This is called हेतु, a sign. इस हेतु को आपने infer किया and you got to know that there must be some smoke. So there's a hill, and when we pass through a hill, we see a smoke around it. We say the hill has fire. There must be some fire. This is possibly only because we already know that previously we have perceived whenever there's a smoke, there's a fire. This relation, whenever there's a smoke, there's a fire, is called Vyapti or universal relation or invariable concomitance. The fact, fine, which is very evident. अगर आपने आज तक आग नहीं देखी होती, if you have never seen smoke, will you be able to make out that this smoke is because of the fire? No, because you've not seen it. So Anuman, according to Indian school of thought, it works on both deductive reasoning and inductive reasoning. Now, what are these deductive and inductive reasoning? ये हमारे बीएड में भी बहुत पढ़ाया जाता है. What is deductive and what is inductive reasoning? When we go for facts, specific situations, specific से जब generalization की तरफ आते हैं. For example, my office starts at 9. If I leave by 8:10, I won't find traffic. So I came at 8:10. I started from my home at 8:10 and I saw that the traffic is quite minimal. So I made a generalization that leaving office 15 minutes earlier will be helpful to me so that I will not get traffic. So that is inductive reasoning, from specific to broader generalization. Deductive is when there's a fact or there's a concept or there's a theory and you're following that theory and you're making your conclusions based on that theory. For example, morning hours are the rush hours. You will always get traffic. But you might not get traffic on Saturdays or on Sundays. So deductive reasoning is less reliable as compared to inductive reasoning. Deductive reasoning moves from general to specific and it moves from specific to general. It's a top-down approach, it's a bottom-up approach. My objective of putting this here is that any kind of reasoning, because these two kind of reasoning is being spoken about in the kind of teacher trainings we get. So the inferential information is applicable to both kind of reasonings. I hope I'm clear till now. So we have talked about Pratyaksh and we have talked about Anuman. अब आता है comparison. Comparison or upma means resemblance or getting knowledge via examples or analogy or denotation or some similarity. No, understanding with the comparison. I'm 100% sure all of you must be having a phone. Before you buy a phone, you must be comparing different kinds of phones, isn't it? So, what are the features? What is it that you require? The same thing of learning can be applied when we compare things or we understand the characteristics. For example, a man who has never seen a cow went to a jungle and he saw an animal there and he recognized that as a cow. How? Because one of his friend has told that it has 4 legs and a long tail. So he's able to understand, oh, this is a cow. It is white in color or black in color. So some characteristics he compared with his previous knowledge, whatever he has been told about cow, and he was able to make it that this is a cow. Another example, for example, saxophone. I have not seen a saxophone, but one of my friend told me that it's kind of a U-shaped trumpet. So I went to a concert and I can make out, oh, this is a saxophone. This is what my friend was talking about. So I started comparing things. So when we understand via the meaning of comparison, that is called upamiti. इंग्लिश में जब हम फिगर ऑफ स्पीच पढ़ते हैं, सिमिलीज पढ़ते हैं, मेटाफर्स पढ़ते हैं, that is where the comparison is. As fierce as lion. as white as snow. That is also analogy. Again, तो हम किसी कैरेक्टर के बारे में बताना चाह रहे हैं कि ही इज एज फियर्स एज लायन. सो लायन से कंपेयर किया, बच्चे को पता है कि लायन कितना फियर्स होता है, सो दैट पर्सन मस्ट आल्सो बी वेरी फियर्स. So degree of fierceness comes by comparing it with lion. So that is what upma. Upma is maybe an alankar in Hindi, ma'am, but we are not talking about alankar here. उपमा इज लाइक कंपैरिजन. और जैसे हम उपमा दे देते हैं, अच्छा ये नहीं ये होगा ऐसे होगा, आपने इतना कर लिया, शायद ये उपमा अलंकार आप सेम फिगर ऑफ स्पीच की ही बात कर रहे हैं. Next is Arthpati. Arthpati means things are not very clear, but still I am able to make out or infer. So how I am able to make out? I have made certain suppositions. There are certain unperceived facts, दिख नहीं रहा है, लेकिन मेरी circumstantial knowledge है और मैं उसके basis पे मैं कुछ postulates बना रही हूँ, कुछ evidence बना रही हूँ, कुछ understanding ले रही हूँ. For example, if you look at this man, I don't know who he is. I've taken the picture from internet. But this guy tells that he doesn't eat anything during the day. दिन में तो कुछ खाया ही नहीं. क्या मान लेंगे आप ये बात? Do you agree that this man doesn't eat anything by looking at his physique?
We can't judge by his physique, but maybe his body metabolism might be even
bad.
many people.
Yes, he might be having thyroid problem.
Yeah, ma'am, because I have read somewhere that sometimes if nobody eats also, say they eat 4 chapatis, one guy is eating 1 chapati and he is showing this sort of figure. So according to the dietitians and all, the body metabolism is different for each person.
Okay, great, wonderful. So his
Right,
metabolism might be disturbed, that he's not eating during the day and he might be eating during the night. This is just one perception which I am having. You as a person might perceive that, oh, this guy must be a hypothyroid. He must be suffering from thyroid, because your previous knowledge or your perception says one of your cousin or your mother or anybody in your family was suffering from this disease. So this guy, you will relate to that. So there are certain suppositions that we make. Okay? Have you got the fact?
Yes, ma'am.
So Arthpati is used when a given phenomenon is such that we cannot understand it unless we suppose. So there's some supposition. According to you, it may change. According to me, it may change. Right? So that is Arthpati. Now, this is also what is happening when we are teaching as teachers. We go to classroom, we deliver our lecture, we ask question to 2 to 3 to 4 children, and we feel, oh ma'am, हम तो question भी पूछते हैं, हम तो activities भी कराते हैं. क्या सब बच्चे को समझ में आ गया? नहीं पता. क्या समझ में आया ये भी नहीं पता. कुछ तो समझ आया होगा, बट क्या समझ में आया ये भी नहीं पता है हमें. So हमें अब ठीक है, we all are very good teachers, but अब हमें इस पे जाना है कि उनको समझ में क्या आया है. अनुपलब्धि. अनुपलब्धि is another प्रमाण जहां पे मैंने बताया कि non-existence. For example, if you look at this classroom, there's something wrong with this classroom. कुछ तो गड़बड़ है इसमें.
I can't find the teacher here.
Can't find a teacher. Hey, what about others? I can hear only one answer. No teacher. A seating arrangement. Okay. Okay. Out of 574 participants, 3 answers or 4 answers. Come on. Show some josh. Nothing on
This
the
in a school class also, ma'am, out of say 40 children, 3 or 2 response, and give me that art how to make the other children all respond.
I have
It can
given.
be-
Have you
Yeah,
got?
yeah. I have taken and I have implemented that slowly, but I don't know. Really,
So we'll talk
तब
about
हमें भी
it.
पढ़ाने
We'll
में
talk
मजा
about
आता है
it.
ना.
I'll take up this
हाँ?
point. We'll talk about it at the end of the session. Okay.
Okay, sorry.
So
Okay.
suppose I see there's no teacher. So no teacher in the class means maybe principal has called. Okay. Maybe she's absent. Maybe she has left the school. There's no teacher available for these kids. So there's an absence of something through which you are making your knowledge, or which you are gaining your knowledge. And the last one is sabd. What is sabd? Sabd or shabd? So it is being said like sabd, but we can say shabd also. It's like verbal testimony. And this knowledge arises from shruti. So basically they're saying shruti, but written evidences also let you learn. So it's a form of it's a source of knowledge where aptavakya means words from an authentic authority who is known as agam. उनसे अगर हमें इंफॉर्मेशन मिलती है तो हम ये कंसिडर करते हैं कि एरर फ्री है, रिलायबल है और गलत नहीं है. इट्स नॉट फॉल्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल एनी डॉक्टर, फॉर एग्जाम्पल हितेश त्रेहन, ही इज अ कार्डियोलॉजिस्ट. तो अगर वो कुछ बोल रहे हैं कि दिस इज नॉट गुड फॉर योर हार्ट, विल टेक इट. अगर मैं कुछ बोल रही हूँ, आई एम नॉट अ कार्डियोलॉजिस्ट, सो यू मे और मे नॉट टेक इट. मैम को क्या पता, शी इज नॉट अ कार्डियोलॉजिस्ट. ओके. Mostly they were sages, saints, poets, priests. अभी कितने लोग जन्म पत्री दिखा के आते हैं और सोचते हैं कि जो उन्होंने प्रेडिक्ट कर दिया वही सही है, घबरा भी जाते हैं. Isn't it? तो वो नहीं जरूरी है कि उसका जो प्रिडिक्शन है वो सही हो, बट हम मानते हैं कि वो जो प्रिडिक्ट कर रहा है इज वेरी नॉलेजेबल और हमने जो सुना वो ही होगा. So verbal testimony is like whatever saints or prophets or priests are saying. Again, a very funny incident. मुझे तो funny लगता है. I don't know आप लोगों को लगेगा या नहीं. So I have a younger brother who's like 10 years younger to me. So I must be in 6th or 7th grade and he was in nursery. So we both were coming back from the school and we were in the school bus. And he was singing a song saying Gande Mataram, Gande Mataram. I told him, भाई गंदे मातरम नहीं होता, वंदे मातरम होता है. And he was like, no, मेरी स्वीटी मैम ने बोला है गंदे मातरम ही होता है. क्योंकि शायद उनको भी उस दिन कॉफ एंड कोल्ड हो रहा होगा मेरी तरह, तो वंदे मातरम की जगह मेरे भाई को गंदे मातरम सुनाई दिया. बट ही वॉज सो एडमेंट. मम्मा ने समझा लिया, पापा ने समझा लिया, मैं दादू उन्होंने समझा लिया, बट वो नहीं माना. नेक्स्ट डे आई हैव टू टेक हिम टू स्वीटी मैम and get him corrected. So this is just an example I recalled, so I'm giving. Yes, a teacher is a teacher. Especially kindergartners के लिए टीचर बहुत बड़ी चीज होती है. Not less than God. जो टीचर बोल देती है वही होता है. थोड़ा बड़े होते होते बच्चे बदमाश हो जाते हैं तो टीचर्स की कम रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं, और उसमें हमारी सोसाइटी और पेरेंट्स का भी बहुत बड़ा रोल है कि टीचर्स की रिस्पेक्ट आजकल नहीं है. बट एटलीस्ट वो किंडरगार्टनर्स है. आई जस्ट वांटेड टू कोट दैट जो चीजें रिलायबल सोर्स है जिसपे आप ट्रस्ट करते हो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अभी रशिया का प्राइम मिनिस्टर आ जाए पर मैं तो नहीं पहचानती उनको, तो मैं बोलूंगी ये जो बोल रहे हैं मुझे क्या पता, तो ये तो स्ट्रेंजर है मेरे लिए. आई कैन नॉट रिलाई. बट शायद रशियन लोग उन पे रिलाई करेंगे. सो शब्द इज लाइक गेटिंग इंफॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम सम रिलायबल सोर्सेज. फाइन. सो दीज आर द 6 प्रमाण. अब इनको हमें अपने करिकुलम में कैसे डालना है, किस तरीके से डालेंगे. हर सब्जेक्ट जो आप पढ़ा रहे हैं, इंग्लिश पढ़ा रहे हैं, मैथ्स पढ़ा रहे हैं, ईवीएस पढ़ा रहे हैं, साइंस पढ़ा रहे हैं, व्हाटएवर, you do it in the active learning form. जब आप एक्टिव लर्निंग कराएंगे तो ऑटोमेटिकली चीजें, ये सारे प्रमाण सामने आ जाएंगे. सो व्हाट यू हैव टू डू इज, व्हाट इज द स्कोप ऑफ इंक्वायरी. पढ़ाना क्या चाह रहे हैं. तो मैंने दो चीजें कोट करी है अपने फर्स्ट वेबिनार से लेकर अभी तक भी, कि आपके करिकुलर गोल्स क्या है, आप पढ़ाना क्या चाह रहे हो. राइट. आप उसको कैसे पढ़ाओगे, व्हाट इज योर पेडागोजी, क्या एक्टिविटी लोगे ताकि वो लर्निंग आउटकम्स आपको मिले जो आप चाह रहे हो, जो आपके गोल्स थे, स्पेसिफिक गोल्स. व्हाट इज द स्कोप ऑफ इंक्वायरी, यानी क्या क्वेश्चंस हमें एक्सप्लोर करने हैं. व्हाट आर द स्पेसिफिक वेज ऑफ गिविंग मीनिंग टू कॉन्सेप्ट्स. नाउ अब एक कॉन्सेप्ट बिल्डिंग होनी है बच्चे के ब्रेन में, तो उस कॉन्सेप्ट बिल्डिंग को आपने कैसे करना है. जैसे हमने स्कूल में 6th 7th 8th में बहुत सारे आइडेंटिटीज लर्न करे. a+b का होल स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू a² + b² + 2ab. सो सिर्फ रोट मेमोराइजेशन करा, मगर ऐसा क्यों. क्या कोई टूल यूज करके समझा, क्या पेपर कटिंग से समझा, फ्रैक्शन समझे. अनदर फनी थिंग, एक कंपनी आई यूएस में और उन्होंने बोला कि हम 1/3 पिज्जा देंगे, और एक कंपनी थी वो 1/4 पिज्जा दे रही थी इन अ पर्टिकुलर कॉस्ट. तो सबको लगा कि 1/3 इज लेस. डू यू अग्री दैट 1/3 इज लेस देन 1/4? एंड द कंपनी गॉट क्रैश्ड. बट वहां पे यूएस में ये लगा सबको कि 1/3 तो लेस है 1/4 से, क्योंकि कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं था, कहीं ना कहीं वो चीजें मिसिंग थी. स्पेसिफिक मेथड्स ऑफ वैलिडेटिंग द ट्रूथ. अच्छा बोल तो रहे हो, मैं भी बोल रही हूँ, तो मैं भी शायद गलत हो सकती हूँ. वेयर कैन आई प्रूव माई वैलिडेशन, प्रमाण क्या दे सकती हूँ मैं इस चीज का. तो ये तीन चीजें, क्या पूछना है, कैसे कॉन्सेप्ट बनाने हैं, और कैसे हम उसे वैलिडेट कर सकते हैं. आप जितने साइंटिफिक फैक्ट्स देखते होंगे उनके साथ कुछ डेटा अटैच होता है. नो, वेदर का फोरकास्ट आ रहा है तो कुछ डेटा है ना पीछे, क्या चल रहा है ओशंस में, क्या चल रहा है हिल्स पर, कैसे व्हाट इज द फ्लो ऑफ द विंड्स, उसके अकॉर्डिंग वेदर का प्रिडिक्शन होता है. फाइन. ह्यूमिडिटी कितनी है. सो सम फैक्ट्स आर देयर जिनके बेसिस पे हम वैलिडेट कर सकते हैं कि ये वेदर होगा या हो सकता है. दिस इज द प्रिडिक्शन. So that's what we do in math, science, social science, and every subject has a different way जिसमें हम critical thinkers और बच्चों को creative बना सकते हैं. So I want you to, this is more of a text. I want you to watch a video first. I think I have to share it again. Share it with sound. Just give me a moment. It'll take a few seconds. Share it with sound. Sorry for the ad. I don't have ad-free YouTube and I was unable to download. I hope the screen and the sound is visible. Can any one of you confirm? Can you hear? Is the sound coming? Okay.
कुछ इस तरह खतरनाक अंदाज में जमीन
So
करेंगे अरुणाचल प्रदेश की राजधानी
kindly view this.
कुदरत के कहर की करेंगे अरुणाचल प्रदेश की राजधानी ईटानगर में कुदरत का कहर देखने को मिल रहा है. भूस्खलन से यहां 4 लोगों की जान चली गई.
कुछ इस तरह खतरनाक खतरनाक अंदाज में जमीन खिसकी तो लोगों की जान पर बनाई। मौके पर अफरा तफरी मच गई, लोगों के मुंह से चीखें निकल गई। तस्वीरें ईटानगर की हैं, जहां 3-4 दिनों की लगातार बार एक के बाद एक लैंडस्लाइड की घटनाएं हो रही हैं। इस घटना में भी लोग बाल बाल बचे जब पहाड़ का एक बड़ा हिस्सा दरका और रोड पर आ गिरा। उस वक्त मौके पर रुकी हुई गाड़ियों ने तुरंत आगे पीछे होकर मलबे से बचने की कोशिश की। ये लैंडस्लाइड ईटानगर और जायरो के बीच की सड़क पर हुआ। लैंडस्लाइड के बाद रास्ता जाम हो गया, सैकड़ों गाड़ियां जहां की तहां फंस गई। इस घटना में लोग बच गए, लेकिन लैंडस्लाइड की दूसरी घटनाओं में 4 लोग मारे गए।
जगह जगह लैंडस्लाइड हुआ यहाँ पे, और यहाँ पे 4 से ज्यादा लोगों की मौत हो चुकी है। कल भी 2 लोगों ने अपनी जान गंवाई, और पिछले 2 दिन पहले यहाँ एक रात को लैंडस्लाइड हुआ जिसकी वजह से 3 लोग फंस गए थे एक ही परिवार के, और 2 लोगों की बॉडी को निकाला गया है।
यागुम्सो कॉलोनी में भी खतरनाक लैंडस्लाइड
So
हुआ।
let's stop here. Now I have a question. You've seen the video. What was the reason? What was happening first? What was happening? What was happening? There was a landslide. Wonderful. There was a landslide. Now landslide अगर मैं सिर्फ बुक्स में पढ़ाऊंगी तो क्या बच्चों को लैंडस्लाइड समझ में आएगा, या जब वो देख कर समझ रहे हैं तब उन्हें समझ में आएगा कि लैंडस्लाइड होता क्या है? नाउ ये सब्जेक्ट हो गया सोशल स्टडीज का. ओके, हाउ मेनी पीपल लॉस्ट देयर लाइफ? दिस इज अ रियल न्यूज एक्चुअली. हाउ मेनी पीपल? 4 on a day and 2 a day before. So there were 6 people who have lost their lives. Many cars were stranded. बहुत सारी गाड़ियां फंस गई. They were stranded. So कुछ मैथ्स भी आ रहा है मेरा यहाँ पे. बच्चे कैलकुलेशन कर रहे हैं, बच्चे रियल टाइम अंडरस्टैंडिंग कर रहे हैं कि लैंडस्लाइड में होता क्या क्या है. क्या मैं इसी वीडियो के थ्रू सस्टेनेबिलिटी भी सिखा सकती हूँ? सस्टेनेबिलिटी क्यों हो रहा है ऐसा? इतने लैंडस्लाइड्स, क्या आज से 20 साल पहले भी इतने लैंडस्लाइड्स होते थे? Were the landslides so common 20 years back, or have they increased? Why they have increased? Maybe because there are so many tourists. For tourists, we are cutting the forest and we are making hotels. So we are concentrating on environment. We are concentrating on different topics. Now I can ask my kids to go back, look for another natural calamity, and then I can distribute this project among different groups. So if there are 30 kids in my class, I can make groups of five students in one group, and I can ask them to go back home, research on any natural calamity that has recently happened, and come back and share their insights. What has happened? How many lives have gone? What was the reason for it? Imagine the kind of education the kid will have. उसके पास सारे प्रमाण होंगे क्योंकि ऐसा एक्चुअली हुआ है. उसने देख के भी समझा, उसने अपनी एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग भी बनाई. अच्छा, लैंडस्लाइड हुआ, क्यों हुआ होगा? क्या पत्थर हटा लिए गए वहां से? क्या वहां पे कुछ कंस्ट्रक्शन हुई? व्हाट वाज द रीजन फॉर दैट? फाइन. सो एक्चुअली द चाइल्ड इज डूइंग ऑल द 4 C's. कम्युनिकेशन भी कर रहा है, क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग भी कर रहा है, क्रिएट. अब आप उससे सोल्यूशन भी पूछ सकते हो. व्हाट कैन बी द सोल्यूशन? हाउ, व्हाट kind of public policy will you try to make it? अगर ये grade 10 का बच्चा है, so you can talk about public policies. Fine. So somebody is stating problem solving. Yes. So topic वही है, time उतना ही लगेगा, but instead of the theory you are giving active learning. So आपका पंचादी भी हो रहा है, पंचपदी भी हो रहा है, प्रमाण भी हो रहे हैं. फाइन. और पंचकोश भी हो रहा है. उसका फ्रॉम फिजिकल बॉडी टू एक्सटर्नल उसका पूरा डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है. वो अंडरस्टैंड कर रहा है चीजों को. सो आई वांट टू शो यू अनदर वीडियो. जस्ट अ मिनट. Sorry. Is my screen visible?
Hmm?
Screen is visible.
उनके साथ चाय पीने ब्रुक
Now,
बॉटल रेड लेबल स्वाद अपनेपन का
Their screen is not visible?
yeah,
It's visible, na?
yes, ma'am.
At the okay, there are no dialogues. अब आप जो कॉन्सेप्ट्स बता देते हो सिर्फ उसको बच्चे ने करके देखा. The child has seen here, then the child will see it live. You know, the child will do it. Fine. So active learning is the key. Now you cannot remember, अच्छा ये activity में कौन सा प्रमाण आ रहा है. There is no need. Just follow the active learning strategies which were shared with you in the first session. If you follow those strategies, any one of them, some of these things, all the 4 C's or the 21st century skills or the ancient Indian wisdom will automatically come. That is why I have shared. Today also, I request Ms. Sukanya to share the link which I have given. So in that also we have different instructional strategies. किस तरह से पढ़ाएं, किस तरह से बच्चे अपने व्यू पॉइंट रखें और उनकी एक्टिव लर्निंग हो. जो वेस्टर्न पेडागोजीज हैं वो भी कहीं ना कहीं इसी एंशिएंट विजडम से अलाइंड है. सो यहाँ पे मैंने 2 चीजें लिया है. मल्टीपल इंटेलिजेंस लिया है. सो इफ यू कैन सी म्यूजिकल, विजुअल, स्पैशियल, यू हैव वर्ड स्मार्ट, लॉजिक स्मार्ट, नेचर स्मार्ट. यही सब वो 6 प्रमाण भी बात कर रहे हैं. तो हम देख रहे हैं, सुन रहे हैं, समझ रहे हैं, रिमेम्बर, अंडरस्टैंडिंग, देन अप्लाइंग दैट कॉन्सेप्ट, देन एनालाइजिंग इन डिफरेंट सिचुएशन, इवैल्यूएटिंग डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव एंड क्रिएटिंग अ न्यू वन. दिस इज व्हाट वी हैव लर्नड इन पंचकोशा. So we have Panchkosha also, Panchpadi also, and they are all aligned with these Western pedagogies. So there's nothing like these Western pedagogies are new or they were new. So these things, how we were teaching, we need to change that. And that is the need of the hour if you want to really build a generation which is future ready. Believe me, future is not good. The way we are seeing the kind of growth which is happening, people those who are not able to survive in this situation, how can we think they can survive after 10 years or 20 years? Things are very fast. So we need to equip those kids For that, we are talking about skill-based education. And skills will come when they will actively participate in everything. So I hope Ms. Sukanya has shared the things of
Yes,
the
ma'am. Shweta ma'am, I've shared the link in the group.
great. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for your help. That's all from my side. As I said in the beginning, I want all of you to equip yourself, keep learning. 15 मिनट रखिए दिन के अपने लिए, कुछ रीड करिए, नई चीज जो एजुकेशन इंडस्ट्री में हो रही है, या जो 3 डॉक्यूमेंट्स मैंने आपको दिए वो ही कैसे इम्प्लीमेंट करने, काइंडली गो थ्रू इट. In case you have any query or you need certain help, you can write to me on this email ID. This is my professional email ID. You can write here. I'll try.
Shweta ma'am, can you just give your guidance on one of my questions? So, what professional development opportunities are available for educators to enhance their understanding and implementation of Pramanas in the classroom?
One I have already spoken about last time, that there's a project zero of Harvard University. Okay. You can go into them. That is, their literature is actually free, but they provide certification courses as well.
Okay.
So that is one, VTR, visual thinking routines. Then there are various platforms which IB uses, or you can, like, you go and search how a child can learn actively. So I have listed 55, but if you will see, there are more than 500 ways a child can learn. Even if you start experiment or understanding those 55, no, how read more literature. That is very concise, which I have shared. Read more literature on that. You'll be able to do it. Again, be equipped and acquainted with what kids are going through nowadays. For example, आप कुछ समझा रहे हो और एग्जाम्पल दे रहे हो अपने टाइम का, which was 30 years back. बच्चे को तो नहीं पता. तो अगर बच्चा छोटा है, सो जो भी वो कार्टून देखता है आपको पता होना चाहिए. बच्चा मिडिल स्कूल में आ गया है, तो आप देखो कौन से मूवीज आ रहे हैं जिनका एग्जाम्पल लेके बच्चे को समझा सकते कि कौन किस गेम्स को बच्चा खेलता है. मे बी कोई वीडियो गेम. ट्राई टू नो अबाउट दैट, द सॉन्ग्स दे आर लिसनिंग. The key is you connect with the child. That is the key. Once they gain trust in you, they will confide in you as well. They will share their fears with you, and they will share their progress and achievements also with you. And there'll be actual real time learning. You can go for various books as well, some self help books on goal setting. Like we have talked about goal setting, we'll talk about social emotional learning. Every teacher should be equipped with these things. How to understand child psychology, that is very very important. So मैं आपको स्पेसिफिक ऐसे नहीं बता सकती, काफी वास्ट स्कोप है. आपका जो इंटरेस्ट है उसके अकॉर्डिंग आपको, अगर आप इंग्लिश टीचर है तो लुक फॉर सम रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन स्ट्रैटेजीज, या लुक फॉर सम स्ट्रैटेजीज हाउ यू कैन बिल्ड वोकैबुलरी. अभी हम वोकैबुलरी पता नहीं कितने वर्ड्स पढ़े आज तक, लेकिन सब याद नहीं रहते क्योंकि यूज ही नहीं करते. या टीचर बोल देती है कि क्रिएटिव राइटिंग करना है, तो क्रिएटिव राइटिंग बच्चा कैसे करे वो तो आपने उसे बताया ही नहीं है. आपने उसे 10 पैराग्राफ लिखाए या बोला पढ़ लो, और एक 11th आपने उसको दे दिया करने के लिए, बट वो लिखे कैसे. तो एंड इंफॉर्मेशन इज अवेलेबल ऑन इंटरनेट. मैं भी वहीं से पढ़ पढ़ के ही मैंने सब चीजें तैयार करी है. सो ऐसा नहीं है, वी आर लिविंग इन एन इंफॉर्मेशन एज. Things are available. We are very lucky. And your brain will also be thankful to you that you are getting itself involved in some, progressive thing. So that's it from my side. Any questions?
Shweta ma'am,
Yes.
I would like to ask one. Firstly, I'd like to thank you for all the 3 sessions. They were really awesome,
Thank
very
you.
informative. And one thing I want to, it's a personal question related to this only. How long do you think that India can reach that level? Say we compare with Finland, though we take knowledges from all the countries, whichever is good, but where do we stand now and how long our country will take to reach that place? Because at the present moment, we are in a very bad situation. Maybe politically, whatever. We all want to do the best we are doing, but we would like to see the growth also happening, right?
मैम इसमें ये जो आप बता रहे हो ना, बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स हैं, देयर आर मेनी फैक्टर्स व्हिच आर बीइंग इन्वॉल्व्ड.
तो हम कभी पहुंच भी पाएंगे ना?
लेट्स बी ऑप्टिमिस्टिक. और जैसे कहते हैं ना, बूंद बूंद से सागर भरता है, तो पहले अपना काम शुरू करते हैं, फिर औरों का देखेंगे. पहले अपने तो एफर्ट स्टार्ट करें.
नहीं, वो तो आई हैव रियली इम्प्लीमेंटेड, स्टार्टेड द डे आई जॉइन दिस योर सेशन और द सेशन ऑर्गेनाइज्ड बाय गोयल.
This is an honor to hear, ma'am. This is an honor to hear. This is
I
really
really started, and it's working wonders. Though in a very tortoise space it's happening, but whatever bit guidance I'm getting, and it's really wonderful, really wonderful.
thank you
But
so much.
कभी कभी लगता है कि हमारे एफर्ट्स वेस्ट तो नहीं जा रहे हैं, बट मे बी द फोर्थ जनरेशन और सेकेंड जनरेशन में हैव दैट, बाय द टाइम कुछ और आ जाएगा.
मैम एफर्ट कभी वेस्ट नहीं जाते. This is what I believe.
Even my father used to tell me.
Yeah. So whatever you do in life, you might not reap the benefit then and there, but somewhere or the other things will come back. Somebody will remember, you know. I meet students. I have students who are like settled in Canada, who are living in Dubai, and every day they're going to New York here and there. So I feel so good when they come back and they tell, मैम आपने ये कराया था, बहुत काम आया, आपने ये सिखाया था. आप, even my son, he has just left for Germany, and he implemented some of the things which I used to say, and he tells me, oh mama आपने ये बताया था ना, ये बहुत काम आया. So this is what I have earned actually. Education.
Yeah, even I have that also. I also earned the same. My children are also abroad back. So my daughter she's in America. She still tells me, Mama, all the things that you taught are very useful, you know.
तो
And
मैम
we add
हमारे पढ़ाए हुए बच्चे भी याद रखेंगे, जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो भी याद रखेंगे, और डेफिनेटली उनको कहीं ना कहीं कोई ना कोई हेल्प होगा ही होगा. सो आई बिलीव दैट इंस्टेड ऑफ लुकिंग, I actually want things should change in India, but it's a very vast thing actually. अभी एक स्कूल में अगर आपको कोलैबोरेशन एक्टिविटी करवानी है, मैं बोल रही हूँ आपसे ग्रुप एक्टिविटी कराओ, क्लास में जगह कहाँ है ग्रुप एक्टिविटी कराने के लिए? अब ये एक बहुत बड़ा कंसर्न हो गया कि स्कूल कब क्लासरूम बड़े करेगा और कब हम वो एक्टिविटी करवाएंगे. लेट्स लुक फॉर एन ऑल्टरनेटिव, टेक देम आउट, take them to the auditorium.
Yeah, we can switch to the different boards, whatever they learn, grasp very well. Even I do that. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Sometimes I might bother you with my questions or to seek guidance.
Sure, ma'am. They're always welcome.
Okay. Thank you once again, ma'am. And also
yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Tell me.
I just want to thank the audience for being so patient and listen to me, and a big clap for all the ones who have responded. Literally a big clap for all of them. For all the 3 sessions, I appreciate your active participation, and kudos to you. All the best to all of you.
Thank you.
This is the third of the series, but not the last of my webinar. I'll see you again.
Okay, ma'am. Happy Diwali. Happy New Year.
Thank you. And happy Diwali to all of the participants. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shweta ma'am, for sharing your insights and valuable information on understanding Pramanas. And I would also like to thanks to all the participants also who are actively participating in all the sessions. I mean, this session is incomplete without this beautiful and sincere audience we have here. So we have one more session which is coming on 9th of November. So for that, we will share you the details. And once again, I would like to thanks to Shweta ma'am for engaging all the participants. They genuinely participate in your session. So we really like that. And I think your contribution to our intellectual and our growth is really wonderful. So we are looking forward once again, in the coming future or next of the webinar. Right? Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.
And thank you so much to all the participants once again. And as I have told you, you will get your certifications once our webinars will get complete. That is after 20th of November. So we will share the details with you for the next of the webinar on your emails. You will get the
No
notification.
certificates matter, Sukanya ma'am, but the most in thing we learned that is more important.
Yes, Prabha
Other
ma'am. Yes, yes,
than
I agree with
certificates.
you.
Okay, but
Right.
still
Thank
इस
you so
उम्र
much,
में
ma'am.
भी यदि सर्टिफिकेट्स मिल रहा है तो I think we have done a good job.
Yes, ma'am. Right.
है ना? ठीक है.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am. Thank you,
Bye. Thank
everyone.
you, everyone.
Right.
Thank you. Bye
Right.
bye.